Hello children, so welcome to AIMS India's online classes. In today's class, from physics subject, friction questions we are going to discuss. So some previous Olympiad questions based on the chapter we are going to discuss children. So level 1, first question. What type of a force is friction? What type of a force is friction? So friction will always occur between two surfaces due to the irregularities between the two surfaces. So the two surfaces must be in contact for occurring of this frictional force. So it's a kind of contact force. It's a kind of contact force. Next, what is the value of sliding friction for an object which requires 7 newtons of force to move it from rest? To move it from rest. So actually it is at rest position. Suppose a block which is under rest, we are applying force to make it move. So when it is ready to move, means from rest to motion, for making it move, we have to apply a force of 7 newtons. So the force used while moving a body from rest to motion, so that whatever force applied during that time, it will be converted to static friction. It will be converted to static friction. So once the maximum static friction is reached, or limiting, it is also called as limiting. Once the limiting friction is reached, the block will start moving. So when it is in movement, when the body is in movement, then we will come across sliding friction. This sliding friction is always less than the static friction. So here, what is the value of sliding friction? They are asking. For moving it from rest to motion, we need 7 newtons, which is equal to static friction. So now sliding friction will be less than this 7 newtons. Less than this 7 newtons. Next one, third question. Which of the following materials is likely to have the least friction? So out of 4 options, which kind of material will be having the least friction? So wood, cardboard, glass, paper. If we compare the smoothness of all these 4 materials, glass will be smoother than remaining 3. So glass will show least friction compared to the others. So which of the following reduces friction in a rotating machine? So if the machine is rotating, or in rotating machines, we make use of special structures called ball bearings. We make use of special structures called ball bearings, means small balls, ball bearings. We make use of the structures called ball bearings to reduce the friction. So in which of the following cases is friction desirable? Means it's advisable, it's useful. So movement of piston in a cylinder, a vehicle speeding, running on a track, all the above. So for smooth movement of piston, there should be less friction. Piston means, so while giving injection, here with the syringe, he will press this tube-like structure. Here injection liquid will be there. Here he will press this tube-like structure down, so the injection will come out. This liquid will come out. So this is called piston. This is called piston. So for smooth movement of piston, there should be less friction. In this case, friction is not desirable. vehicle speeding. Suppose if the vehicle is speeding, if it is going with very fast, at that time, if suddenly anything happens, if we apply brakes, it has to stop. So in this condition, friction is desirable. So running on a track, so friction is not desirable. So okay. So in B option, friction is desirable. So next. So why is a carrom board usually powdered before playing? So carrom board is powdered with boric powder. Boric powder, which is made from boric acid or boric powder. So which acts like lubricant, which acts like lubricant, and it decreases the friction so that coins moves on the board smoothly. Next, which of the following statements is correct? Rolling is easier than sliding. Correct. True. Sliding is easier than rolling. False. Dragging is easier than sliding. False. Dragging is easier than rolling. False. Only one correct statement. Rolling is easier than sliding. So what is the frictional force exerted by fluids called? Fluids means either by gas or by liquid. The frictional force exerted either by gas or by liquid is called drag. Next. Why are certain bodies streamlined? Certain bodies like aeroplane or ship, some of the luxury cars, why they are streamlined? To decrease friction, to reduce friction so that they move in a speed manner. Next. In the decreasing order of magnitude, which of the following is correct? Decreasing order of magnitude. Decreasing means from greatest values to smallest value. Greatest value to smallest value. So out of rolling, static, sliding, whose friction will be greatest? Static will be greatest and rolling will be least. So static is greater than, sliding is greater than rolling. So B option is correct. Next one, which of the following activities is easier to perform on a drum of 10 kg? Drum of 10 kg. Either dragging at the drum, lifting drum, rolling drum, or all the above need the same effect. So in which case it will be easier rolling the drum, because if we have a drum, if we roll it, then it can be moved easily compared to dragging and lifting, because rolling friction is lesser. So answer option C. Next. So why does a meteor burn upon entering the Earth's atmosphere? So meteor is a stellar object, interstellar object which will fall from space. Now the question is, before entering into the Earth atmosphere, why does it will burn? Why does it will burn? So in the space, actually, before entering into Earth atmosphere, it will be in vacuum. The meteor, which is falling from the outer space, will be traveling in vacuum before reaching the Earth. So while reaching the Earth, it will comes into contact with air. It will comes into contact with air, which is a fluid, which will exert fluid friction, and because of that fluid friction, this meteor will become hot and it will burn. So due to excess friction in air, why the meteor is burning means because of excess friction in air. Due to that, it is burning. Next one. Why are the head of a matchstick and the sides of a matchbox deliberately made rough? So why suppose if you have a matchbox, now the question is, why the head part of matchbox and why the sides of matchbox are made rough? Why means if we rub the matchstick over the sides or head of matchbox, because of rough surface, because of more friction, heat will be developed and matchstick will burn. Matchstick will burn. Means to increase the friction. To increase the friction. To increase the friction. So answer option A. So just by making it rough, amount of heat will not be increased. It also depends on other factors. So direct answer is to increase the friction is correct answer. Indirectly, because of friction, because of more friction, more amount of heat may be developed, but it is the indirect answer. So direct answer is to increase the friction. Next one. So why are spikes provided in the shoes of athletes? If you compare the shoes of athletes, the bottom part of the shoes will be having spikes. Mainly sports shoes will be having spikes. Some of the shoes will be costly because of this spikes. Why means if it have this kind of spikes, so friction will be increased. While running, we will get good grip on the ground so that we cannot fall down. So answer to increase friction. Next, which force prevents us from slipping while walking on the road? So which force prevents us from slipping means frictional force. Because of frictional force, we are when we keep our foot on the ground, we are able to stand on the ground without slipping only because of the frictional force. Because of irregularities between our foot and the land, these two will interlock and we are able to stand. And because of muscular force, we are overcoming this irregularity, we are coming forward. So answer is frictional force. So next question, which of the following statements is not true? Friction can be reduced by converting sliding friction into rolling friction. If sliding friction changes to rolling friction, friction will be reduced. It's true. Friction in air and water can be reduced by streamlining the shape of objects. True. Polished surface will have less friction. True. Friction can be reduced to zero. Wrong. Why means friction can be reduced, but completely we cannot make it zero. So this is false statement. This is not true. According to question, which of the following statement is not true means option D is the correct answer. Next one. So what will happen to a moving object if there is no friction? If there is no friction, what will happen to a moving object. If it is already moving if there is no force or if there is no friction, it won't stop at all. It will be moving like that only. It will be moving like that only. So the object will keep on moving without coming to halt. So which of the following is a disadvantage of friction? Disadvantage of friction. It enables the brakes of car to work. Its advantage actually. It allows to hold a pen. Advantage. It helps us to sandpaper a table. What is the meaning of sandpaper, children? Sandpaper means making it smooth. The carpenters will be having some kinds of sandpapers which while making furniture, with that sandpaper they will rub on the table for making it smooth. It is also one advantage. It wears out our shoes. This is the disadvantage. So if we bought new shoes because of more usage, because of friction, it wears out the bottom part of shoes. Again, new shoes we have to buy. So this is the disadvantage. So option D is correct answer. Next, which of the following is not an effect of frictional force? The grooves of tyres means like spikes of shoes. The tyres also will have grooves for better grip. They are flattened due to use. Yes, children, this is the effect of force. You can observe the old tyres of a bicycle or a car, any bike. If it becomes smooth, if the grooves are flattened, we cannot grip while moving on the road, they will skid easily. So that's why we have to change the types of the vehicles. A rolling ball comes to halt, it's an effect of friction. Leaves falling from tree. Why leaves are falling from tree? Due to gravitational pull of the earth, not because of friction. So this is not the effect of friction. So C option is correct. Holding pen, effect of friction. Next, why are tyres made circular in shape? If they are circular, then they will create rolling friction, which is smaller compared to other frictions. So rolling friction is less than sliding friction. So that's why tyres are made circular. Next one. So Sudhakar's bicycle was making a lot of squeaking noise. So what should he do to stop the squeaking noise? Means one part is getting touched with another part and some different kind of sound will be coming. That is called squeaking noise. So to reduce that, what we have to do? We have to apply oil so that the machinery parts will become smooth. Without noise, we can move the vehicle. Next one. A coin flicked on a table will stop. So why it is stopping? Because the table exerts frictional force. So that's why it will be stopped. Next one. So while walking on ice, why should one take small steps to avoid slipping? So while walking on ice, we should take small steps. We should take small steps. Why means if we take small steps, it will create greater normal force, which you will be learning later, children. So greater normal force. Because of that, friction depends on normal force. Because of greater normal force, greater frictional force will be developed. We cannot skid on the ice. We cannot skid on the ice. So smaller steps ensure larger friction because of larger normal force. Next one, in which of the following activities friction useful? Driving a car useful. Sitting on a chair, because of friction we are able to sit on chair. If there is no friction, we will fly. We cannot sit on the chair. Rowing a boat, yes, it is advisable, desirable. So in all three cases, friction is useful. So all of the above. So next, how can friction be decreased? By using smooth surfaces, correct. By using dry surfaces, wrong. By increasing weight, wrong. All the above, wrong. Correct answer, A option. Next question. Which of the following is a measure of the force required to keep an object moving with the same speed? Already it is moving means for moving with the same speed, we have to apply sliding friction. If it is starting from rest, static friction. Already it is moving. To keep the object moving with same speed, we need sliding friction. So option B is correct. So which of the following activities will not be possible in the absence of friction? In the absence of friction, holding of glass, not possible. Writing on paper, not possible. Sitting on chair, not possible. So all the above, not possible. So which one of the following activities not possible means all activities are not possible. So D option is correct. Next, which of the following activities will produce least amount of frictional force? So walking, running, ice skating, rowing a boat. On ice skating, less frictional force will be there. So answer because of its smoothness. So answer ice skating. So that's why there is a chance of easy skidding. So ice skating, everybody can walk, everybody can run, everybody can row a boat. Or compared to walking and running, rowing a boat is somewhat difficult. Compared to rowing a boat, ice skating is very difficult. We need special training for ice skating. Otherwise, ice skating. Otherwise, we can slip down easily because of less frictional force. Next one. Which of the following is reduced by the correct measure of air pressure in the tyres? So before going for long distance, it is advisable to make the tires of vehicle filled with air completely, so that proper measure of air pressure will decrease rolling friction. Next question, 30 question children. Which of the following makes it difficult to quickly stop a ship moving in a sea by applying brakes? If there is a low friction, we cannot stop a ship easily. If there is more friction, we can stop it easily. So stopping on the road is easy compared to stopping on the water, because water will exert low friction compared to land. So stopping a ship is difficult because of low friction by water. So answer low friction. Okay, children. Still some questions are there, children. We can learn in our next video. So that's all for today, children. So thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving latest updates. So you can visit our website, children, www.aimstoday.in. So for online classes, quizzes, live worksheets, activities, English classes, coding classes. Thank you, children. Have a good day.